Coming up on this edition of SUTV News, we get to know the new NDSU student body president and vice president.
A behind-the-scenes look at a Blue Keys Bison Brevities event.
And in sports, NDSU football's offense looks to fill John Crockett's shoes.
This is SUTV News, and it starts now.
Welcome to SUTV News. I'm Abby Furchner.
And I'm Ryan Longnecker. As we brought to you last week, Eric McDaniel and Josh Fergal are the 2015-2016 student body president and vice president.
McDaniel is a senior studying civil engineering from Bismarck, North Dakota. He is a member of student government, Blue Key Honor Society, and Bison Ambassadors, and the Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity. Fergal is a junior studying social science education from Shakopee, Minnesota. He's involved with student government, Army ROCT, and Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity as well. Now that the two are elected, there are...
The two that I'm most excited about are the peer mentoring program, because how beneficial that would be for students to enhance their experience and just connect them and bridge the gap between incoming students and upperclassmen that have been here for a while. It's just going to be so awesome. We're really excited for that one. And then web-based assessment as well, just because it offers so many flexibility for students. And that one's going to be a little bit more challenging, just because we need to work with the university and make sure that the program can develop into the future.
About 1,700 votes were cast, and about 400 separated Josh and Eric from the other two candidates, Robert Kringler and Aaron Weber.
A prestigious service-based student organization put on an event to raise money for a charity, raise awareness, and simply entertain for a few hours. SUTV News Director Cassie Rolfing has the scoop on Lord of the Breves.
How did you escape from the clutches of the evil?
Welcome to Festival Concert Hall, or known as today, Middle Earth. The NDSU Blue Key Honor Society is hosting their spring showcase, Bison Brevities.
It's a battle of good versus evil in the battle to find the fourth ring of power, the fourth NDSU championship ring. So,
Lord of the Breves is actually a collaborative idea.
The show itself featured 9 acts, ranging from singing, dancing, poetry,
the same year in which you stand in front of every...
to even juggling. In between each act, a skit that told a story kept the crowd entertained.
You shall not pass! Seriously, he tries this all the time.
After many years, Blue Key has a reason why they do the show the way they do.
yeah, so we want to make sure we have events that are kind of, people can look forward to each fall and spring semester that are very much a part of this NDSU schedule, but are different each year. We put a lot of work into it to, first of all, give something that the students of NDSU and ourselves we can enjoy and we can have fun at, but also raise a lot of money for really good charity.
Each year, Blue Key decides on a charity for the proceeds to go to.
This year, it's actually the Rape and Abuse Crisis Center.
The acts competed for the 2 prizes of judges and audience's choice. Former The Voice contender Michael Lear and his band Pearl Street Trio took home both awards. After all was said and done, what did the audience think of this year's show?
It's just a great time. I like the entertainment, how they tie in the skit in as well. I just thought they did a great job.
Cassie Rolfing reporting, SU TV News.
Poet Brady Eichenberg also got the Spam Award for bringing in the most of people to see his act.
Teaching philosophies, every professor has one, but each has their own twist to it. SUTV got an inside look at several professors' philosophies and how they benefit students.
Director of Graduate Studies, Dr. Stevenson Beck, originally had a degree from BYU in sports broadcasting, but currently teaches a variety of classes, including small group communication. And when it comes to teaching, his outlook is twofold.
One, I think teaching needs to be very interactive. When a student participates in class, their level of learning increases dramatically. The second thing, and I think this is the one that's maybe a little bit hard to articulate sometimes, but I want my students to feel vulnerable. I want them to be uncomfortable. But I think that you sometimes have to be able to be vulnerable before you can understand what you really know and what you really need to know.
Dr. Ann Burnett originally started in the NDSU Communication Department, but is now the Director of Women and Gender Studies. She has an expertise in Christmas letters and views teaching as an application tool.
I want to use examples from contemporary life and apply them to communication concepts or women gender studies concepts, and maybe think a little bit different about the world.
Former college track star and current exercise program professor and graduate coordinator Dr. Brian Christensen has a passion for biomechanics. And when it comes to teaching, he likes to put students at ease.
I think I try to use humor a fair amount, and the students would say that about me. A lot of times I like to start class with some interesting story I heard in the news or a joke or something like that. And I like doing that because I think it helps students relax, and it probably helps me relax, and it gets their attention.
Reporting for SUTV News, I'm Brittany Hovland.
When we come back, we'll tell you about NDSU's Escort service.
After this week's 7-day forecast.
It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's the power of free checking with Kasasa. First Community Credit Union offers free ATMs, mobile banking, and are conveniently located right next to the campus of NDSU. We also offer Kasasa, which is a free checking account that pays you cash. Kasasa requires no minimum deposit to open, no monthly service fees, and don't forget the free ATMs. Discover the power of Kasasa at your local First Community Credit Union.
The NDSU bookstore has everything you need to show off your Bison pride. The bookstore can have you sporting green and gold wherever you go. It offers many different brands, sizes, styles, and selection so that you find exactly what you're looking for. Shop the NDSU bookstore and show your spirit today.
Welcome back. Student safety is always an area of concern for universities of any size, but with student attacks on the rise this year at NDSU, safety has become more prominent than ever before.
One way students can stay safe is by using the university campus police escort service whenever they feel unsafe on campus. SUTV's Annie Ersman explains more about how to use this free service.
The NDSU campus escort service is based around a simple idea. Feel unsafe on campus? Call university police and you can get an escort. The service, which has been around for over 20 years, is recognized and used by students in varying degrees.
Definitely a few friends have thought about it. I know one or two have maybe implemented it and decided to use it just because it is late at night, and that's mostly when it is used. I think that's when I use it the most. So,
while some students are fully aware of the program, others aren't as well informed about what it is and how it can be used.
I don't really know much about it, actually. It's not very well announced on campus, at least from my perspective, but I've never heard of anyone using it.
But the escort service helps more than just NDSU students. It can be used by faculty or even guests on campus, and the process is simple. Call the university police number and answer a few questions.
It is a safety escort. We just ask them if they're using it because they feel unsafe for some reason. We don't ask them what the reason is, but just for their safety. We ask questions, their name and their ID number if they're a student and things like that, just so we can track.
For the escort service, safety is their #1 priority. And while not all students use the service, that doesn't mean it shouldn't be around.
I think it comes in handy at times. I mean, it really only takes one moment for you to actually need it, and then it'll come in handy.
We would so much rather provide the service than have you walk alone.
The escort service is available 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, so don't hesitate to call. Reporting for SUTV News, this is Annie Ersman.
The university police phone number is 701-231-8998 and can be called for any issues on campus. But remember to always call 911 first in the event of an emergency.
Sex is a topic that many don't typically speak openly about. However, the NDSU's Women's Activist Organization is providing an option for students to speak up. SUTV's Abby Furchner has more.
The Expo, a place where people gather to promote sexual health, but also to educate those on what to do if they have encountered an act of sexual violence. A safe place where those could freely get help.
Something that is really close to my heart, that we have a student-run, student-centered support group called Share, Survive, Thrive that was started by students who've experienced sexual assault, and so it's really a neat way for, students to heal together.
Not only were NDSU students involved, but professional educators were there to help guide those looking for ways to have a safe and healthy sex life. They also want to encourage students to break out of their comfort zone.
To just raise awareness, and I think the more comfortable people are talking about sex, obviously the better sex they'll have, but safer sex they'll have, and I think it can really work to help prevent sexual assault.
This is the first time that this Expo has been on campus, and those who were a part of this organization hope for many more years to come.
I definitely think it's a possibility. I'm very pleased with the turnout tonight and the energy and the excitement, and so I can definitely see this being the first annual and seeing it grow from here.
Abby Furchner, SU TV News.
To find out more information, you can visit the Sexpo's Facebook page. If you've experienced an act of sexual violence, you can visit the Rape and Abuse Crisis Center located here in Fargo.
Those involved with the Fargo Marathon are encouraging college students to show their pride.
We'll have more on that when we come back.
The NDSU bookstore has everything you need to show off your Bison pride. The bookstore can have you sporting green and gold wherever you go. It offers many different brands, sizes, styles, and selection so that you find exactly what you're looking for. Shop the NDSU bookstore and show your spirit today.
It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's the power of free checking with Kasasa. First Community Credit Union offers free ATMs, mobile banking, and are conveniently located right next to the campus of NDSU. We also offer Kasasa, which is a free checking account that pays you cash. Kasasa requires no minimum deposit to open, no monthly service fees, and don't forget the free ATMs. Discover the power of Kasasa at your local First Community Credit Union.
In my ear.
SUTV News is a production of the Bison Information Network in conjunction with North Dakota State University's Department of Communication Broadcast Program. For more information, go to www.ndsubin.com.
Back. Get your running shoes on, NDSU.
This year's Fargo Marathon will now include a college challenge between NDSU and MSUM. The challenge will occur during Friday's 5K run. The school with the most participants will be eligible for a $5,000 scholarship. Students, faculty, and staff are eligible to enter for the challenge. Marathon officials are excited to see what the event brings.
This is a college town, let's face it. There's so many students, faculty, staff, alumni, that love to represent their college. I think we should capitalize on that and have some fun with it.
A 5K is 3.1 miles. Runners can save $5 on registration by using Bison 5 or Dragon 5 when signing up.
Madonna and Drake get physical, intrigue inside HBO's Game of Thrones, and Eddie Redmayne is considered for the top spot in Harry Potter spinoff. Mary Muller with today's Hollywood Minute.
Well, that was a little awkward. Madonna made a very public display of affection on stage at Coachella over the weekend. The 56-year-old singer made out with rapper Drake on stage just as she was finishing Human Nature. And from the looks of it, he didn't seem too happy. Later, the Material Girl posted a photo on Twitter with the caption, "No caption necessary." Game of Thrones roared back to TV Sunday, but some fans got an illegal preview of Season 5 ahead of time. Somebody leaked the first 4 episodes online before the official premiere on HBO. Sunday's installment was available legally in 170 countries simultaneously. Accio Harry Potter. Warner Brothers is reportedly considering Eddie Redmayne for the lead in a spin-off to the blockbuster film and book series. The Hollywood Reporter and Variety say the Theory of Everything star would take the role of Newt Scamander in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Potter author J.K. Rowling is working on the first script of the planned trilogy, which takes place 70 years before the Harry Potter stories. For Hollywood Minute, I'm Mary Muller.
Every week we think of questions to go out and ask students around campus.
This week for Sidewalk Stampede, we've turned the tables and asked students what they would ask others.
If you could ask random people a random question, what would it be?
I'd always ask them what their weirdest and most embarrassing moment was.
Who's your favorite rapper and why is it Drake?
What's her name?
What is it that you love about the men's track and field team?
Would you like to buy a meat raffle ticket? Yes.
What's your favorite not very popular thing to do in Fargo?
I'd see if they could recall what they ate for breakfast 2 weeks ago.
What's your telephone number?
Joining us now is Sports Director Joel Sipper.
Joel, what would you ask?
I would probably ask people on campus who's going to be the next NDSU running backs, but I have them covered coming up next in sports.
It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's the power of free checking with Kasasa. First Community Credit Union offers free ATMs, mobile banking, and are conveniently located right next to the campus of NDSU. We also offer Kasasa, which is a free checking account that pays you cash. Kasasa requires no minimum deposit to open, no monthly service fees, and don't forget the free ATMs. Discover the power of Kasasa at your local First Community Credit Union.
The NDSU bookstore has everything you need to show off your Bison pride. The bookstore can have you sporting green and gold wherever you go. It offers many different brands, sizes, styles, and selection so that you find exactly what you're looking for. Shop the NDSU bookstore and show your spirit today.
welcome back. Go ahead, ask any player or coach on the football team. Spring football is all about getting reps. John Crockett received the bulk of the reps last year, carrying the ball 368 times. Now, since he's gone, NDSU running backs are coming together to replace that success. Offensive coordinator Tim Polasek had the fortune of having one of the best running backs in NDSU history in his arsenal last year. And now, Crockett has gone through the program and left. Still, Polasek isn't worried.
We got to replace 2,500 yards. We don't have to replace John Crockett. That's the biggest key.
The next year, NDSU will likely go back to its running by committee approach. Running backs Chase Morlock, King Frazier, Lance Dunn, and Darius Anderson are the ones likely to get the touches. And with the starting position open, the Bison backfield is embracing the competition.
We talk about it in our room every day pretty much. You know, our goal for this year is to get out there and replace and then exceed the yards that we had last year. So it doesn't matter if we do that one guy, all three of us, or, you know, that's just our goal.
I'm not in any hurry to set a depth chart, and I don't think there'll be any need to. We're going to play those guys, and we're going to find out what they can and can't do.
Polasek is ready to feed the beast.
They better be hungry dogs because we're going to compete and they're all going to get a chance to carry it.
Morlock, a junior, is one of the guys who will get a chance to increase his touches substantially from last year because of how long he's been in the program and how versatile he is coming backfield.
I kind of like it all. You know, I've always been a running back at heart, but, you know, I get thrown in there at fullback. I did that in high school, too. It's fun for me. I get to catch, you know, block and run the ball.
Needless to say, there is still a lot of football left until the Bison hit the field the 30th against Montana to open the season.
The day we relax here is the day we're going to get in trouble. We have a lot of work to do, and I am pleased with our young guys, but I don't think we're home yet.
The NDSU men's basketball team has had its share of struggles this season, starting out 8-22. But one player has avoided struggles, and his play on the field has given the rest of the team hope. SUTV's Ben Amell went to Newman Outdoor Field to get a better look at the man behind the numbers.
Consistency. One of the many reasons junior utility player Taylor Sanders has been so successful this season.
You know, the part of being about consistency is just walking up to the plate with the same approach every single time with the same goal in mind. And, you know, for me, the goal in mind is just to hit the ball hard.
And it obviously works for him. In 21 starts this season, Sanders is batting a team-leading .333 batting average. And his coach and teammates know that this productivity doesn't come from nothing.
Well, he has a great approach at the plate. He has great plate discipline. He has good power. He has a good short swing. He's a contact hitter, puts the ball in play consistently. But ultimately, the reason why he is hitting the average he does is because he's not swinging and balls out of the zone, and he has great plate discipline.
You know, I've never met a teammate as positive as he has been, and how hard he grinds at the plate and never gives up at the plate, and, you know, always puts the bat on the ball.
Even though his success at the plate isn't that easily attainable, his approach to every at-bat couldn't sound any easier.
I just go up to the plate with a positive attitude, expecting to hit the ball, and, you know, so far it's going great for me.
Ben Amell reporting for SU TV Sports.
Well, it was another signing day for NDSU basketball. Men's basketball team had a couple of blank spaces and 2 Bison recruits signed their name. Kai Cabellas and Malik Clements signed their national letter of intent. Cabellas is a 6'3" guard from California who averaged 16 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists a game, leading his high school to a championship. Clements is a junior college transfer from Mississippi who will have 3 years of eligibility when he steps on campus. To the women's side of the ball, women's basketball had 1 recruit signed yesterday. Brianna Jones of Indianapolis is a JUCO transfer averaging 11 points and 9 rebounds a game. For both teams, it wasn't the best players they were looking for, but it was the right ones.
We're honest. We're up front. We promise and guarantee 2 things. It's going to be a lot of hard work and it's going to be a lot of fun. Everything else is up to you. And we try to paint, you know, as good a picture on the front side so we and they know what they're getting into on the backside. When they get here. It's crazy, and I'll say it again, we pass on plenty of talent to get the right fit here at North Dakota State.
It just is not fair anymore for any pitchers in the Summit League. Krista Menke owns the Softball Pitcher of the Week award as she won it for the second week in a row and the 7th time this season. Menke tossed 2 complete one-hitter games against SDSU this last week. The senior pitcher brought her nation-leading strikeout total to 275. Menke leads the Summit League in all major pitching categories, including wins with 23, ERA with 1.95, and strikeouts with 275.
So how's the softball team looking to fare the rest of the season?
Well, I'll tell you what, they have a great chance at winning the Summit League tournament and making it back to the NCAAs.
Thanks, Joel. Corgis take over at California Beach this week.
We'll have more on that when we come back.
More than 400 million people use Facebook to stay connected with family, friends, and colleagues, in addition to the millions of others who use Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and Flickr for networking purposes. While Facebook and other social media sites are great tools to help you connect with friends and build networks, you should also be aware of the potential dangers associated with using these tools. So, let's talk tech. First of all, always be mindful of what you and your friends are posting online. Nothing online is private, no matter what security settings a website may boast. Anything posted online stays online. So take time to consider what you and your friends are putting online before you post it. For example, do you want your potential employers or your current boss to see embarrassing pictures that your friends have posted? There's also the question of how much information should you disclose on a social media site. Posting too much personal information could lead to lost job opportunities, harassment, internet stalking, and identity theft. Don't publicize information that the public doesn't need to know. Finally, you should think about who you want to see those things you've posted online. By evaluating the appropriateness of the privacy settings on your social media site, it is recommended that you customize your settings such that only your close friends can see your personal information, such as your home address, email, and phone numbers. Ideally, this information should not even be online. Additionally, social media networks frequently update their security protocols, so be sure to review and update your security settings regularly. With these precautions, you will be well on your way to enjoying a safe and secure social networking experience.
Some 500 corgi dogs invaded a Southern California beach to enjoy feeling some sand in their paws. Owners and fans of the waddling breed celebrated the annual SoCal Corgi Beach Day Saturday. The event included doggy costume and limbo contest. Adorable photos from the event trended across social media over the weekend. Organizers say the next beach gathering will include a corgi surfing contest and a doggy kissing booth.
Thank you for watching this edition of SUTV News.
Be sure to pick up a copy of The Spectrum and check us out on Facebook or follow us on Twitter.
We leave you with few glimpses from the act Lord of the Breves.
Have a great night.
Attempting to do it for yourself. The same mirror in which you perceive yourself uglier the longer the bathroom light stays on, and the very mirror keeping you from flashing that smile upon leaving the room.
Down your so will never grow old at 17. Down your you said you always remember the first time that you said you loved me, the nights that I lost hope waiting for you.
I always wait.